Hej alle sammen, og nu er vi nok til en af Gamescoms højdepunkter. Jeg skal nemlig tale med Chief Creative Officer på Sonic-franchiset, Takashi Iizuka. Thank you so much for having us here, and I have to say I really enjoyed the demo.
Thank you.
My first question would be, why is Sonic such a special franchise? Because it is very divisive and has been so for the past 20 years. Either people love it or people are skeptical, but the fan group is very dedicated. Do you have any comments on that?
そうですね。当然我々作ってる側としては、こんなにも大きなフランチャイズになるとは考えてない。
So yeah, as creators, we never really imagined this would happen. You know, in 1991 when we were making Sonic the Hedgehog, we as developers really just thought of the game and how we could make the game as fun as possible, have the feeling of speed really communicated to the players. But over the years, we've had the expansion into different media, into animation, into movies, into comics. And this expansion has really kind of stabilized the character and the brand.
映画とかもやってますし、でコミックといろんなメディアにソニックのこの活動範囲が広がったことで、この31年間大きなフランチャイズになったんじゃないかなと思います。
I tried the demo yesterday, and I really liked it. Can you please explain to me what was the creative direction you were going for? What was the inspiration? Or are there any other games you have been looking up to for the inspiration? Because this was very different from Sonic Forces or Sonic Mania, which you were a supervisor.
はい、ソニックフロンティアは
So yeah, as you know, we've had the 2D platform action games that evolved into like the linear 3D high-speed action games. And for the longest time, those were the two series of games, the two types of games that we had. But we really wanted to expand on a new 3D Sonic game. And this is what the team kind of had in mind when we went into develop. We wanted something new, something that had a lot of freedom of choice, of freedom of action. And we wanted to set it in this open world. So that's where this new Sonic game really came from. And what the team wanted to execute on was how we could take this freedom and put it into this open zone format. So it's going to be the new evolution of Sonic the Hedgehog, of him, being able to go wherever he wants in this 3D space.
新しいハイスピードアクションというのを考えていただきました。
I noticed there's been a lot of confusion because Sonic Frontiers seemingly seems like an open world game, but the description described it as a play zone instead of the traditional green zone and different kinds of zone, but it's more like a sandbox where you can actually play around. Can you elaborate a bit on that idea as a core principle of the gameplay? Because it really seems like that was an important aspect of the game.
今回新しくそのリニアなゲームからオープンな世界に3D アクションの幅を広げたっていう。
We went out to create an open zone game, and the open zone gameplay is the expansion of the traditional linear gameplay and taking all of that linear high-speed action and applying it to a 3D open environment. It's not an open world game, it's an open zone game. That's the new theme of this project. If we were making an open world game, we just need to kind of recreate the world as it is and have Sonic run around in it. But the open zone concept is to really take that world and turn it into a 3D playground for Sonic to run around in, Sonic to do all these actions, the grinding, the jumping, in this 3D space. And in order to do that, we really need the 3D space to have all these new paths for Sonic to play on. And it's not just the paths, we also need him to be doing other things in this world, battling with enemies, solving puzzles, finding things, collecting things, running around. That's why this is really not an open world game, it's an open zone game for Sonic the Hedgehog to play in.
テーマ性のあるシステムを皆さんに体験していただきたいなと思っています。
And it's definitely an interesting new take on the Sonic franchise, and I'm looking very much forward to playing it. In the trailer that was showcased at the opening night live here at Gamescom, we saw a peek at the new main antagonist, I would presume. Can you tell us a bit about the enemies we will see in this game?
はい、今回、登場してくるエネミーたちっていうのは皆さんも映像を見てわかると思うんですけど。
So yeah, as you've probably noticed, the enemies in this game are not Eggman robots. All of these enemies are not created by Eggman, but in the previous games, we've always had robots that definitely looked like Eggman creatures. We also have this mysterious girl who's in this world, and Sonic doesn't really know what's going on. The player itself doesn't really know what's going on. It's a very mysterious island that Sonic has come to with these very mysterious creatures, these enemies that he has to contend with. And both the player and Sonic need to figure out what's going on. That's one of the key themes of this title, is this mysterious environment and being able to explore and learn more about the island.
物語を進めていくっていうのがこのフロンティアのテーマになってます。
Right. There's a new feature I noticed, the skill tree, especially regarding combat, but mixed with platforming. What were the thoughts going into this? Because it seems like a new element that you've implemented or rather refined. Can you elaborate?
はい、今回そのオープンゾーンという新しいテーマを作るにあたって、一番の、キーポイントは先ほどお話した通り、その 3D 空間の中で行う 3D 高速アクションなんですけども、それだけでは。
For the open zone gameplay, the theme and the key point that we wanted to execute on was 3D high-speed action and battle. For the previous games, we never really got to explore a lot of battle systems for Sonic. But in this game, we wanted the users to really figure out what they wanted to do in the world. And battling was something that we wanted them to explore and have fun with. There's so many things on the island to do, and battling against enemies was going to be one of those things. So we needed a skill tree put into the game for people to really explore and use their creativity to find out how they best want to battle the enemies. But this skill tree doesn't have just things to battle enemies. It has high-speed action skills as well as battle skills. And you, the player, get to figure out how you want to customize Sonic and how you want to improve his skills in order to either do high-speed action or how you want to do battle. The freedom to be able to select these things and do these things in the game is part of the concept.
に楽しめるような成長要素を増やしたりという形で成長に自由度を持たせるというところが今回フロンティアの、スキルツリーの特徴になります。
So freedom is really the key aspect, having fun and playing around. Sounds amazing. I have one last question. You can feel free not to answer, but I think a lot of fans want to know. Because you worked on Sonic 3. Did Michael Jackson have anything to do with the soundtrack for that title?
Yeah, we're not.
He said no. I just said that.
Det var alt her fra Gamescom med Sega, Sonic Frontiers. Jeg er selv meget imponeret og glæder mig rigtig meget til den her titel. Tusind tak til Takashi Iizuka og hele holdet her hos Sega. Og vi glæder os rigtig meget til at spille den her titel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.